pay-per lead is still the most underrated way to scale past 100 grand in profit monthly with under 5 corporate enterprise clients. But every single day where I talk to you marketers out there, right, I see the same mistake copy-pasted over 50 different marketers, and it's always the same shit I have to repeat back and forth. So in this video, I just decided to tell you guys, okay, so I don't need to have those consulting calls again and waste my breath, because specifically, most gurus will not tell you what I'm about to share in this video, because they are more sought after on pitching you the dream of having 5 enterprise clients and scaling above $100,000, which is easy. But if you've been in business, you understand that really nothing is easy that makes money, and everything requires a certain level of risk. And pay-per-lead are for those business owners that have crazy amount of balls of steel, because for one thing, most gurus will never tell you that in pay-per-lead, 90% of the industries or verticals or markets, they require you to front the ad spend. So what that essentially means, guys, is you need to be the one paying for the leads upfront, so that after you deliver the leads, they will pay you, right? Because corporate businesses, frankly, they just don't give a fuck about their existence, right? All they want is good leads that they can turn into customers, and then after you've proven that you can give them customers, basically they will pay you. But also, if you, let's say you have a 10 grand lead offer that you want to fulfill, and you send 10 grand worth of leads to that corporate client, and this corporate client is on a net 15 basis. And what that means is after 15 dates where you deliver the leads, so you deliver the leads and after 15 days, they will pay you, right, the 10 grand. For that reason, a lot of people are just running on their credit cards these lead payments, for instance, right, because they do not have the upfront cash flow to spend it. But the best thing about corporate businesses is they have a reputation to uphold and corporate guidelines to follow. So they will always 100% pay you if you made a contract with them, right? If you want to understand specifically how contracts looks like, I made a Miro board specifically to help you guys get started. It's less than a meal, 2 meals probably, and like a chicken bucket at KFC, and you can get all of this information out there, right? And a lot of companies are also on a net 30 basis. This is the shit that gurus will never tell you, because it makes pay-per-lead less attractive. But this is the shit that you will find out anyways, because nothing that makes a shit ton of cash is actually, risk-free, so to say, right? But there are 2 or 3 verticals out there that actually give you the upfront cash for you to run the ads to deliver the leads, right? So it's not on a net 15 or net 30 basis where the corporate client pays you after 15 days, right? Where like you deliver the leads and they pay you after that, right? It's not this case, but it's actually where they front you the cash. And I made the most in-depth guide on the whole internet on choosing your pay-per-lead vertical in 2026, so you can go check it out if you want. But hey, on the bright side, if you're in the States, right, you can get an Amex card and get a shitload of points and fly first class, which I've never done before because I'm a cheap ass and I hate spending money. But I did buy a MacBook Pro. It was the biggest investment I've ever made, because I don't even know how to drive a car and I would be shit at it because I'm Chinese. But MacBook Pro, goated. I just also wanted to say that. That's kind of unrelated. The second biggest mistake is that most people are under testing. What I specifically mean is that the biggest pay-per-lead brands in the world, like Legal Case Connect, one of the largest legal companies, pay-per-lead, they're doing like 200 ads, new ads a day. So they're testing 200 new ads a day. And with that volume, they're able to scale past 7 or 8 figures in revenue per year. And for that reason, I want you to take a look at yourself and see if you're a pussy and if you're not creating enough ads, because you need to be creating enough ads. Me internally, I have built out a system where I can make 10 static images at once instead of 1, right? So I have 10 different variations ready to go. So stuff like that you should definitely do. And I just hired my first CTO like 2 weeks ago. So I was able to hit like 5 figures profit months with just 1 person, which is why pay-per-lead is unbeatable. It's the best model, but it requires, first of all, balls of steel, and second of all, just brute forcing ads, and having some sort of creativity will definitely help, but it's a lot of testing. And also what specifically you need to do while being testing is documenting how you test these ads, writing writing down different angles, tracking specifically your cost per lead, click-through rate, right? If you don't know what that is, this video is probably not for you. So you should watch my other videos to get educated on marketing generally. But specifically, you can never create enough ads. And even if you have that volume, you want to be able to also have the balls to spend the money, because I can guarantee you every ad that you spend money on testing, you're not wasting it. You're just getting more data and more instinct in your specific verticals to create insane winners. The third biggest mistake is actually not looking and doing competitive research, which is the foundation of your ad creation. The more competitive research you do, the less money you will need on spending to test out your own ads, because a lot of the people, right, already have proven and tested out all of the ad angles you could possibly think of, and the ones that show in the ads library are the ads that have the most impression, right? Because the highest, they are sort of from highest impression to lowest impression, right? And those you can just basically copy, not the ad itself, right, but the messaging and the perspective and the environment. See, you need to be able to see what makes an ad so successful. Is it the environment? Is it the perspective? Is it the messaging? Is it the crazy actor? Is she super charismatic? There is always an X factor that you need to be able to rule out. Now, the biggest mistake you can do is picking out the wrong vertical, because you could go into auto insurance, right, which sounds on paper really good. It's $1 trillion market. Everybody has auto insurance, right? You have lead vendors paying you $1,000 per day, right? Sometimes even up to $10,000 a day. I know a guy who's making $800,000 profit running SMS campaigns, generating leads for $2 and selling them for $40, right? But that's not you. And specifically copying people that are already successful and have been in a market for 10, 20 years is not the way to go, which is why you should check out probably my vertical video if you're new on this channel, just to get a foundational understanding of how pay-per-lead works, right, from a no BS value-driven video. A lot of the times, the number 5 mistake you can make is going into a specific vertical and not understanding the market fully. I'll be saying something that I should actually gatekeep, as my duty is as a guru, but I'm kind of autistic and I cannot really lie. It's not really my blood, so here you go. Specifically, in a lot of states, right, there's different competition within a vertical. Let's take legal, for instance. California and Texas might be way more competitive states than, for instance, New Mexico or Wyoming, right? Because there's way more people, way more law firms, and all of that is like, it's just like common sense that they teach you at school. The more people that are competing in a market, the more saturation there is, right? The more it costs to generate leads. Super simple. And you will not know this kind of like niche specific information unless you've had some sales calls with lawyers, insurance adjusters, or any other corporate entities, right? So spend the money, get on a few sales calls, learn about your industry, research your competitors. If you want to know exactly how to do that, I made like blueprint on the Miro board for you to consume more easily, because it's a step-by-step idiot-proof guide. So specifically in closing, pay-per-lead is not as easy as it seems, because everything that makes cash requires balls, and everything that makes cash also requires skills, or everybody else would just do it. In closing, pay-per-lead is a very scalable and very, very high leverage business model that requires a lot of upfront balls. If you choose the right verticals, you don't need upfront cash. So I heavily suggest you to just like check out the vertical video. And then what you can also do is like ask me any questions on Instagram if you need more one-on-one support, and I'll see you guys on the next video.